How are you doing today, Rise? Man, this is my channel broadcast. This is channel 8 with Lemons at 8 p.m. All right. We have a couple thousand watchers about every night. This is my interview, ma'am. How are you doing today, Rise?
I'm doing pretty good today, Lemons. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good, my man. So today I'm here, just want to ask you some questions here. The American people think, they just want to have some answers, to their day-to-day lives. So my first question to you, this one might be controversial. It is a very hot button issue. Is cereal soup, in your opinion?
No.
Oh, that sucks.
No, it is not.
You make me fart though.
And so
What?
for that answer, what would you say to the people that think, cereal is soup?
Oh, brother.
I'd ask them
This guy's dead.
why cereal. Why do you think cereal is soup?
Mhm.
You know, and then listen to
I don't
what
have
their
allergies.
description
I
is,
don't have
and then
allergies.
go from there.
Yeah. So I guess some people would say that, soup, you have something inside of a bowl with a broth or a liquid around it that has been cooked in. And so if cereal is also being set into a liquid and it is getting, absorbed with the milk, is that technically, would that make other soups not a soup?
According to my calculation.
Um. Well, to be honest, cereal is in milk, right? So it's not
Mm,
a broth.
It's your brother. I'm sorry.
So I feel like the soups that are, soups
mhm.
are in a broth, not milk. So I don't
Yeah.
think cereal is soup. That's
Okay.
my final verdict.
Okay. That's very fair. Okay. And I get another question for you. Do you think hot dogs, in your opinion, are sandwiches? Mind you, this has been
Yeah.
widely asked around, the American lands. The people are really needing these hot button issues, answered. It is very serious. So you do think
I
hot
think it's
dogs
a
are
sandwich.
sandwiches? Mm.
Yeah.
And, I guess some rebuttals to that I've heard is that you're placing the hot dog in the bun, meaning it's not like completely enclosed around the bread. So it's not therefore a sandwich. Ugh. How did he get VC banned?
But
How did he get
if you
VC
get a
banned?
big enough, hold on. But if you get a big enough patty, doesn't it spill out of the edges of the bun?
I guess that could also be a valid take on it, but I guess for some reason, some people would say that the part of the hot dog being exposed is just, it's not a sandwich because a sandwich is two pieces of bread with it enclosed. But to me personally, I definitely think they are somewhat of a sandwich.
Yeah.
Mm. And I guess if we're talking also about sandwiches, in this regard, because this kind of is a very hot button issue for the American people. Are tacos by that point also sandwiches?
Ooh.
No, definitely not.
Okay, sir. Explain your reasoning.
Yes, sir. Please
You just
talk into
said
the
it
mic.
yourself, bro. You just said it yourself. A sandwich is two pieces of bread, with things in between. A taco,
Oh,
a taco is just like a tortilla, or a hard, a hard shell. That's
But
one.
also,
That's one piece
therefore,
of.
a tortilla also is made out of dough, just like bread. So theoretically,
But
it's
there's
just
not two.
fried bread.
But there's not two. But there's not two.
If you do count both sides of the taco, it does count as two.
No. It is one singular, tortilla.
Yeah, it's one thing.
You are not funny, gang. Mudded.
No, because I'm Hispanic.
So, okay, so you are Hispanic. This is actually really great. I can get your personal opinion on it.
It
So, ma'am,
depends on which. If you have birria tacos, they usually use two tortillas because it's really like juicy. But if you get a regular taco, it's one tortilla.
so for the other people so I guess, my other question for them was, in your opinion, do you think hot dogs are also sandwiches?
Oh
No,
hell no. We're not. No, we're not
tacos
speaking
or
on this.
no, because it doesn't lay flat. It's like sideways.
Mm,
Yeah. So it's like I don't think it's a sandwich because you don't eat it like a sandwich. You eat it
hmm So,
like a
just
taco.
a final answer. So, do you not think they are tacos are sandwiches, depending, or is it just all around
Tacos
kind
are
of
not
no?
sandwiches. Tacos are taco.
Hmm. I see. I see. Okay.
Describe a taco.
Yeah, could you please describe the
makes
taco
taco
for the
taco?
people at home, please, ma'am? So the American people are asking these questions. You just never know.
What's the
Because a
difference?
taco is used with a tortilla. You can add sour cream, vegetables,
but
but
that's
like
an American
that's how you
taco.
add it in a
Right.
sandwich.
Hi
It's
guys,
hot tub,
my name is
But that's an
and then it
American
Martin.
has
taco. What's the difference between a Mexican taco and an American taco? What's the difference?
So the difference
Ooh.
is that
ooh,
an illegal does
American tacos are ass.
so the
Mm.
difference
Is that not what you just described, though?
Okay, fair enough.
So-
But
I just didn't know if you needed any input. You know, I hate to take away the voices of the American people.
I'll give you an
But
opinion.
wait, you think a taco and a sandwich is the same?
No, I personally do not think they are. But you know, these are hot button issues within America right now, and I think the American people do deserve to have a right to know.
I think the only issue that's going on in America right now is your outfit.
Sir, I find that quite ironic, but you know, to each their own.
Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with mine.
That's subjective, I guess. Okay, interesting. I don't know if I agree with your stance.
Thank you.
Now that is one heck of a stance. I can't lie.
Thank you.
So, one more question. Do you think it's pronounced GIF or GIF?
GIF.
Mm. Mm.
GIF.
Ah, yeah.
GIF.
Mm. So, another question, if you don't mind me asking. These are, you know, hot button issues within America. Do you think water, right, is an ingredient or a drink?
It depends on the recipe.
Mm. So, like, in your opinion, kind of describe your stance towards that. Because, you know, some people would say and die by the fact that it is a drink necessity for life, but also some people do think that if we didn't have water in certain things, we just wouldn't have certain things. So, you know, the kind of two sides of the same coin, you know. I just want to get your opinion on it.
Okay. You buy bottled water from Walmart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the ingredients, it says water.
Well, isn't it both? Because like you drink it, it's a beverage, but if you use it in like if you use it in cooking, then it becomes an ingredient.
True. That is a good point. So what's your rebuttal to that?
You know, I'm gonna have to agree with that.
So in your opinion, do you think it kind of, the question is subjective depending on the situation? Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, we think about these problems in America right now, and you know, we are trying our best to, you know, figure out the problems and find the best solutions for them.
Mm.
Yes, next question.
All right. All right. That's you know, like I said, these are just, you know, questions that I have in front of me just to kind of, you know, get a grasp on what's happening in the true America,
Yeah, of
right?
course. As would everyone.
Mm-hmm. So
Why you ready, mate?
I see. So
Oh, yes, of course.
So this is another hot button issue. You know, this is kind of what divided America a long time ago. Your opinion on the toilet paper stance? Should it go, you know, outside, like over, or should it go under? And I just want to hear your reasoning for that.
And you know, that's a very good question, and I want to thank you today for asking me that. You know, a lot of people have these concerns in America, and you know, each
Mhm.
person is different. You know, each person has their own opinion and you know, a certain way they want to do things. So if we can solve both of these problems, let's just do that. Let's just use water to wipe your ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what
That's
they
my
did in the
sense.
old days. You know, you can't really go wrong with that one because it really is kind of subjective, just depending on the household and whatnot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I guess I just got one final question for you because I don't want to take up so much of your time because I know you two fine humans probably have a lot on your plate. So
yeah, I've
let-
got to sign some bills later. You know.
Mhm,
very
mhm.
busy.
Hey, you know what? I got to interview President Trump yesterday, so you know what? That's a very big plus in my book. First interview as well on the job, so you know I'm getting up there already. Hello.
Yo.
Hello, my name's Lemons with Channel 8 at 8 p.m. I'm just here to, ask some questions, some street interviews, kind of get to the bottom take of what's going on in America right now. I got some hot button issues here that's been kind of going around in the minds of the American people. Do you mind if I get a couple minutes of your time?
All right, let me hear.
All right, so this is a really hot button issue here in the United States. A lot of people have been having this huge discussion online and, in person. So
Oh, we're back.
the first, oh, hello. So if tomatoes are a fruit, right, would that make ketchup a smoothie or no? And what's your take on that?
No, it's a sauce or it's a condiment because you can also make sauces out of fruits too. It doesn't have to be a smoothie.
Mm.
What are we doing?
And so
what
I
are we
guess
doing
Tomato
here?
spice.
Yo,
There's no
she
ice
cooks with
in
that
ketchup.
one. W Suki.
that's true. That's true. So to the
Yo,
people
hold
that
up,
kind of
hold
have
up.
that different stance of, if you were to take any other thing and blend it up, it'd be technically considered a smoothie. But the only difference is that you're using that as a condiment. So it'd only be
I
kind
mean,
of
that's not true because if you blend it, it could be juice too. Doesn't have to be a smoothie. You have to add things to make it a smoothie, you know?
yeah, you can kind of do that with everything else. If you were to consider strawberries or blueberries, you can't just blend it up and make it a
When you
condiment.
add milk and ice and sugar to a smoothie, you don't add that to ketchup.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, no.
Mm,
I mean, personally, these aren't questions. I just have these in front of me. These are hot button issues in America right now. I'm just trying to get to the minds of the American people, because I like to get the word out. So I guess my other question I have for you, this one's been highly debated amongst the online community. Um, if you were to punch yourself, right, and it hurts, would you be strong or would you be considered weak?
I think you just hurt yourself, like your nerves.
Mm. So like,
And I think it depends on how, if you bruise or not, no? Or how long the pain takes to go away.
okay. And I guess some people's rebuttal to that is that, if they have been working out or if, they're stronger than the average person, technically it would hurt more if you were to get punched by somebody that knows what they're doing and they've been working out. But if you're not that athletic, it shouldn't hurt as much. What's your take on that?
Um, but you're working out your body. Most people don't work out their face, and that's where you're punching, no?
That could be true. I do know that some people like to use those things that help with your jawline.
Yeah, but those are some people. We're talking about most of the population. Sorry.
population.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So I guess that really kind of wraps it up on that one because I think that one's kind of open and shut.
Yeah.
I guess my final one, unless there's anything else other than this. This one is it's not as popular. It's not really been debated a bunch. It's just kind of in the thoughts and the minds of some people. Because obviously, we're starting to get towards the future, right? So more and more augments to the human body are possibly going to be coming up. Um, in the time span that people were to read minds, however, if two mind readers were to read each other's minds at the same time, whose thoughts would be whose?
What do you mean? They could tell their own thoughts apart, no?
Well, if
We
they're
all have
reading
like
each
a
other's
filter, no?
minds, then whose minds is going to be whose?
I,
But not everyone thinks the same. So
okay, but if it's two mind readers, then they're both thinking about reading the other person's mind.
That is a good point.
okay, so I could be reading your mind. I could be like, oh, let me see what they're thinking about, or let me read their
I'm
mind.
thinking about what you're thinking because it takes concentration.
Mm.
No, because I could be like, let me read his mind, and the other person's like, let me see what's on his mind. You know what I'm saying? It's the way you phrase it.
So, do you have any rebuttal to that statement?
But if it's said as they're both reading their minds, each other's minds, then
Okay, but they don't have to be thinking the same thing to read each other's minds, no?
mm,
That is a good point. She does make a good point there, sir. I do want to, reiterate that if we obviously we don't have the ability to mind read yet, but assuming the fact that we have to, think about reading the person's mind, that would make both of the people thinking the same thing, trying to do the same thing with the same, intentions.
But there's different ways to do that. It could be the same, but just not the exact same.
Mm. Mm. Okay, no, I mean that's fair. These are just questions I'm asking to get to the bottom because some people are gonna watch this and they're gonna say, hey, what about that? So I might as well get them out of the way.
Yeah, I get you.
Hmm. All right, I think that was my final question I have for you. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you do seem probably pretty busy. Thank you once again for the interview. This has been Channel 8 at 8 p.m. with the Lemons. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too.
All right, the best I can do is about $100. There you go.
Thank you.
All right.
What?
All right, how about I ask you instead, Mr. Wolf? How about if you microwave leftovers, right? Are you reheating the past?
Oh wow.
Actually,
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. And so, what you're thinking
Kinda
about
got
that?
me.
Like, what's your positioning behind it?
I mean, it's like my leftovers. Those are something that I had like what the day before, like yesterday, and now I'm
Oh, what
warming
you
it up
doing?
tonight, and it's just like, oh yeah, this is my burger from yesterday. I'm reheating the past.
wait,
You know?
Okay, tight.
Mm.
Yeah. See.
So I guess my rebuttal to that, right? Because I know some people are going to see this and say, well, technically you're not because you're still eating it that day. So what's your stance on that?
Oh my goodness, yo.
bruh.
Well, see, the thing is, I'm not a big bag, so I just save
Mm.
the food that I don't
Alright,
finish
bro.
for the next day, and then I'll
Yeah.
put it in my refrigerator. And
Mm.
then, the next day, if I wake up hungry, which I probably will, I will put it in the microwave, and then, yeah, that's just me personally. But people are different. I mean, people could, eat something tonight and then reheat it like 30 minutes later.
Mm.
These
Alright,
are
so let's say you had half a burger and you wanted to finish it later, and you reheat that burger and eat it. That is definitely eating what was in the past. Because that burger, if you think about it, you know what I'm saying? Technically, that burger is old. Because you know what I'm saying? You think about it in like the past, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, I
Mhm.
have a question
Yo.
now.
I get what you're saying.
Who had the question? Sorry, who had the question? Was it you,
I
ma'am?
have a question now.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, so technically speaking, since everything is space, like
Yo, I just blew my own
it's
mind
not
with
on
that
time
joke.
for us
you
like
cooked
millions
with
of
that
years
one. You
ago.
were making
Good
If
sense.
we
tight.
go
Good tight.
outside and wear like sunglasses and look at the sun, so we're technically looking at the
Oh,
sun from
shit.
like thousands of years ago.
Hmm.
Yo, I just
That would
connected
also
my
kind of
brain, so
go along the
that's
same
dope.
point of, if you were to look at Saturn or a visible galaxy through a telescope, you're seeing something that was, from the past because that light hasn't reached us yet.
Wait, that is. Why do you only have one
Exactly.
brain?
Hey, bro, I got a question, bro.
Yes, sir.
So it does make sense.
No, me.
Oh, my fault. My sincerest of apologies. I'm sorry about that.
Hey, yo, genuine question, bro. Do fish
Yeah.
fart?
That's a great question,
What?
actually. I haven't thought
Great
about
question,
that.
right?
That is a really good
Hold on,
question.
do fish got ears?
Do you think fish ever get thirsty?
I can
That's what I'm
fly.
saying. So hold on. This is my point. Okay. So we can't see oxygen.
I'm the best.
Do you
Do
think
you-
fish can see air?
Mm.
No, wait, no.
Mm.
I mean, no, wait. We said,
Yo, that nigga got his losing brain cells,
Okay,
yo.
hold on. Let me tell you. I don't got no brain. Let me tell you. Okay,
Mhm.
we
Yo,
can't
it's
see
a-
oxygen, bro. Do you think
Yeah.
fish can
Cadaver.
see water?
Well, that's a really good question,
Wait.
But if they can't see water like we can't see oxygen, do you think they actually need to drink any water? Do you think they ever get thirsty?
That's what I'm saying. Cause I heard
Yo,
everything in the world
Valor.
needs water, right? Even
we-
plants,
Exactly.
bro.
Wait, actually, I have another question now.
Yes, ma'am.
We see the
Yo,
fish.
what are we here?
So no one
for?
has
Yeah,
ever
you
heard
get
an
the
owl
reference?
fly. How
So, ma'am, where are you gonna be putting those photos at?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
The
That's
American
for
people are
personal use.
they really need to know this.
It's for personal use. Don't worry about it.
So, is there
I'm just
another
gonna-
2 gigabytes or 2 hard drives that you've left somewhere?
What?
Guys, he's on to me.
We've got her. I got you. You cannot run from the American people.
Oh, nah.
The American people will not be silenced. The American people want to know.
I'm an American people.
Well, they need to know.
I already know, so no one else needs to know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the American
That's
people.
logic. I am the people. I am.
So, are you the president?
No, God, no, bro. I can't. Nah. Nah.
Mrs. President, come back. What do you think of the current economic and political state of the world?
What's your political opinion on the
I'm gonna
cost of a
blow up the
McChicken?
government. Heck yeah. What?
What's your political stance on the cost of a single McChicken these days?
Honestly, I don't eat at McDonald's, so I could not tell you. I don't know the prices.
So, in that regard, then, what's your stance on, your political stance on whether or not the $5 footlong should return?
Oh boy.
Dude, it should.
So, are you more left leaning or so are you more left leaning or right leaning then?
Left, bruh.
Oh, so you think they should be free? So, if you aren't American, sir, what are you?
Why did you
Take a wild guess.
Canadian. So hold on, sir. I have one more question for you. As a Canadian citizen, right? As a Canadian citizen, how do you feel about Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau being in a
Burn
relationship?
it with fire. Burn it with fire.
So like her song "Fireworks," right?
Yeah. Approximately. Yeah.
You stay right.
Got you. And so, how does that make you feel knowing that you're? I don't know if he's still your prime minister. I'm not.
I'm pretty sure he already left office. I don't know. Yeah.
So how does that make you feel knowing that your former prime
Amazing.
minister?
Amazing.
I didn't block anybody.
He wasn't a prime minister. He was a poo-poo human. That's what he was.
Oh. So if he was a poo-poo human then, but you do feel amazing about him,
You just get banned.
I don't know. I think they're VC banned. However, so how does it make you feel though, knowing that he is now dating Katy Perry while also being a poopy human being?
I don't know. They're both Hollywood demons, so to hell with both of them.
Okay.
That is a valid point. So, ma'am, what's your political stance on that, ma'am?
She's an e-dater. Don't worry about her.
Ma'am, why are you e-dating? I need to know your opinion. Hello, investigators. What's your stance on what's going on right now with the probing and whatnot?
How did you switch it that fast? What the hell?
Probing,
So you said you're what?
I think
I said I don't know. I'm
probing should not exist.
Sorry, ma'am, I can't really hear you. Your mic's not that great. So what's your guys' stance on the probing?
I love it. I think it's good.
You think it's good and you love it. So can you please elaborate for that, ma'am? Because American people really want to know.
Basically, probing, you insert into.
No, it's okay. No! We don't have to elaborate.
You insert that into a human. Him perchance.
Whoa! No, I'm not. I'm turning
so
into
this
an alien.
probe,
Don't.
You don't have an alien
This
avatar.
probe,
Yes, I. No,
like,
wait.
watches your health and makes
I
sure.
thought I bought it. Oh, I never bought it.
healthy.
No.
And then this one right here
You said not.
is actually it's kind of the one you're holding.
Mine is a microphone, sir.
Generators next to each other.
I don't know.
Yeah. So you want to do a
I
generator,
think
and
that's
then
what it is.
you want to do like a one that's far
I'm sorry,
away.
that looks like a
So like you
probing
want to spread
device.
them out.
It's okay. So if you don't, if I just don't want to answer, just a quick question: are you guys too busy probing each other? Is that why you guys don't want to invade
We
Earth?
would never probe each other. We would never probe each other.
We're actually from the same planet.
Oh, so
Yeah,
would
that's
that be?
like,
So that would be kind of
we're from
like
two different
a.
planets, dude.
Oh, so if you don't mind me asking, how'd you guys come into contact with each other in different planetary alignments?
Roblox.
And so is this gonna be like
Supported
an?
on every planet, yeah.
So is this gonna be like a intergalactic e-date going on here, or what's going on? What's going on?
No, that's not what this is.
Oh,
This
no.
is strictly business, my friend.
So what is your guys' business?
Probing.
Probing you.
Probing.
Sir, I'm an American and I have a firearm.
Oh.
Well, I'm an alien and I have a finger up your butt, so.
Chai, you're gonna get banned for that.
I know.
And I am a big
Okay, I just kind of warning. We're fine.
Oh, wait, shoot. I should mute real. I swear
So-
I had the outfit ready to buy.
That is a very understandable statement, sir. So, ma'am, back to the probing.
Yes.
Why are you too busy? Are you busy probing humans, or what's going on here?
Yes, we are trying to capture their DNA so we can figure out what the hell is wrong with them. And hopefully fix them.
There's countless things wrong with us.
Dude, we would
So-
be farther along in the process if this guy didn't fart every time.
Understandable. So, what are you guys trying to get to the root cause? What made you guys spark interest, in the American and the human race?
Wait, hold on. Let me get my.
So it's not just Americans. Americans have this tendency to think that everything's about them when it's in fact not. So
I don't.
basically-
I'm American.
I'm sorry, I'm joking, girl. Okay. Basically, a human race is flawed, as is everything. Nothing is perfect, except for us. We are very perfect. So us aliens, we want to help people be perfect.
So,
We just-
what planet are you guys from then? Because I'm kind of curious about this planet that's supposedly perfect.
So I'm from Gleep Glorp. I don't know where he's from. He doesn't like to talk about it. You're not, you don't-
Apparently,
you don't
I'm
look
from
like that.
Jupiter because that's where boys get stupider.
Interesting. Do you have something to say, Ratatouille? I'm sorry, I just want to get it, for the American people. So, how do you feel about that statement?
Personally, I have to disagree. I think that it's quite controversial for him to even talk about that.
Mhm.
I think
He's not
I think
stopping.
that some things shouldn't be mentioned, especially on live television. This is live.
Yeah, so this is going to be live, but it also will be re-recorded. Well, not re-recorded, but it will be recorded and put up online afterwards.
Understood. Got it. So basically, there are some things that you shouldn't talk about, especially on live television, and that was one of them. I think he crossed the line there.
I can get behind that one because, some things, granted, I don't speak the language, but, from the energy and the vibe that I got off of it, it seemed very controversial in your language. So I just feel like.
Slurs in that statement that he just said. Yeah.
So what would happen if you were to say that back on the home planet?
If I was back, dude, crucified.
Nice. See?
So, sir, how do you feel about the fact that that statement that you would have said back home would have gotten you crucified?
You're about to pay for your sins, so.
Sir, I am a born-again Christian. How dare you?
Well, I'm like a punisher, so I'm about to punish.
You're like, what now?
I punish the.
Anyway, back to the argument. Sir, why do you keep farting? The American people want to know.
He's got
Yeah,
gastrointestinal problems. I say for my
Because he was
planet, we're
probed so
perfect
many times, he's kind of loose, and so it just kind of comes out.
Yeah. He's just kind of loose. That's
I
insane.
just got this out. Check it out.
So how do you respond to the allegations of it being loose?
Oh, yeah, no.
He doesn't.
Guilty
He
as
doesn't respond.
charged. So what are you gonna do about that? Or is there any way to fix it?
No. There's never a way to fix it.
So what would happen if a human species were to come into contact with something like that?
With something like what? Like the looseness?
Yeah.
They would simply combust.
And do you think the human
reason
mind?
for COVID. We did it.
Nope.
It was all us.
You're not supposed to reveal that.
What?
All right, you've heard it here, folks. You're here to hear first now. So these guys have single-handedly brought COVID right back to our doorstep. So how do you guys feel about that?
Why do you sound like the guy from Daily Dose of Internet?
Oh my god. You're right.
So anyway, they might have caught me right here. Just want to let you guys know. Anyway, so how do you guys personally feel that, a lot of people were blamed on COVID-19, but now hearing you guys say you were behind it, how do you feel about that?
Oh, no, we're not COVID-19. We're COVID-22 or
Hmm.
26. We're COVID-26.
Hmm.
Next year.
Yeah,
Next
so
year.
get ready for next year.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he gets confused
Sorry,
sometimes.
I got the numbers mixed up. My
Yeah,
bad.
he's dyslexic.
Apparently, you guys are on about the 6-7 thing. Is that COVID?
So personally, I'm not along with that, but I feel like a lot of people might be kind of in that headspace right now. Where do you guys fall along the political spectrum when it comes to the fact that a McChicken now is only $3?
Oh,
Oh yes.
Personally,
Mordecai, but
I don't
he's
eat
like
chicken.
busty.
I eat rusty
I'm
nails
scared.
and human babies.
Mhm.
So I try to stay away from chicken because I find it kind of hurtful to the environment.
And yeah, so on your home planet, usually, what do you guys normally eat?
We don't have to eat.
Oh.
I thought that you guys
So
have
then-
to eat. You have to eat.
You guys have to eat.
So why do you guys come to Earth then to eat if you guys don't necessarily need to eat on your home planet?
So we're not at Earth to eat necessarily. We're at Earth to collect information.
To buff.
And the downside of that is that we have to eat. The only thing available for us to systematically digest is human babies, unfortunately.
Mm. And so, what fits the criteria of a baby being eaten, if you don't mind me asking?
Chunky, preferably.
Taco, no.
I think that's basically it. It has more flavor that way. It's easier to going down,
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Mm. And so, along some sort of lines, the American people are going to feel like, their children are being targeted in some sort of way. What's your response to that? Like, how should they, have their children not be a target to your species?
Run.
Run.
Yeah. There's nothing you can hide. You can't really run because we're faster. You can't really hide. 'Cause we are better.
You can hide, but you can't really hide.
You can die, but we'll just bring you back to life and eat you again. So.
Oh my god.
And so, would it be safe to assume that eventually, whenever you find somebody, if they've made you really angry, you kind of bring them back midway through eating, or no?
Yeah. That way we can just it's like a life cycle really. The continuous food source, infinite food source, if you must. We don't like to do it because apparently it's not very ethical, but whatever.
Mm. So.
Whatever. Yeah. We don't really care about ethics on Gleep Glorp.
Oh, okay. So, what's your guys' kind of like? Do you guys have like a hierarchy back in your home planet, or do you guys kind of just talk within each other?
Women on top.
Mm.
That's it.
So, Cam, if I
true. On
can
our
get your
planet, it'd be like
opinion
that.
on what's your thoughts on what you're hearing?
I think I'm liking this planet.
And so, how would you feel about the fact that if you were to ever reproduce, they would eat your baby?
Well, I'm not really planning on it, so I'm not really worried.
And so, what is your opinion based on the fact that it's a human, not an actual civilian from Gleep Glorp?
I feel like if it was a civilian, well, we don't have babies. We don't reproduce. I don't know if you did. I don't. It's only an Earth thing to do that, really.
Mhm.
On Gleep Glorp, we just kind of spawn in, random age. It's like a life RNG,
Okay.
So basically, sorry. Okay.
No, you're completely fine.
Okay, basically, it's a life RNG. We don't really have birthdays, I'd say. Time passes so slow that you die before the minute passes. So
And so, would you guys ever take a human amongst your people, or would Cam here be taken as a prisoner, or would you kind of use him as whatever you need to do?
if it jiggle when she walk, we'll take her.
So, Cam, I guess the real question is, do a jiggle when you walk.
I'm not the one to say. I'm not the one to say.
And so, how do you feel about that information, ma'am?
I'll be the judge of that.
So, what's your response to that? All right. So how about this, right? How about Gleep Glorp gets Cam's Discord or Instagram, and then they can judge based on the civilization then.
Only if Cam is okay.
So Cam, what's your response to that?
Okay with it. I'm so okay with it.
Did you ever think you were gonna get this far?
No, I thought I'd die within like 4 minutes ago. So this is the longest a Gleep Glorpian has ever lived.
So how does it feel knowing that you've broken a new species record? How does that feel?
Pretty swag.
Pretty swag. I'm gonna annotate that on my headline there. You know, Gleep Glorpian says swag to living longest life.
Yes, you can quote me on that.
All right. Thank you.
I would
Thank you so
prefer
much.
If you left out like the eating babies part,
Mm.
They're not supposed to know about that. And I don't
Okay.
want them to live in fear because then they're not going to reproduce and we're not going to have a food source when we come to Earth. You know, it's a
Yeah,
whole
I think
weird thing.
I can edit that part out. I'm sure the American people won't be too offended if I were to do that. The only thing I couldn't edit out is that you are a Gleep Glorpian. You know, I can't really leave that out.
Oh, that's fine. I'm proud. I'm a proud Gleep Glorpian. You know.
Okay, that's very fine. And Cam, do you have any closing remarks for this interview?
Nope, nothing that comes to mind.
All right, that has been Channel 8 News at 8 p.m. with Lemons and Gleep Glorpian, Cam Ratatouille, and the other person that was here. Oh yeah, Kaka Winter Pants. That it concludes it for tonight's interview. We'll see you again tomorrow at 8 p.m. All right, let's go. Cameras are cut. Let's go eat some baby.